So now I'm trying to get my audience to get used to the fact that more than likely we are going to be talking about politically charged topics, and not because I want to, but more because politics is a part of everything and it kind of affects geeky culture, whether we like it or not. When it comes to technology and then when it comes to electronics, there will be a massive difference of what we will pay for because of the next administration, how and how much, especially, we pay for electronics. The Consumer Technology Association, the trade association behind the CES, published a study in October that looked at the possible effects of a 60% tariff on consumer electronics. It's important to keep in mind that this study was commissioned by a trade group that stands to lose an enormous amount of cash should the tariff go through on electronics. That said, it's still a strong indicator of where the industry's headed and what it believes would be a worst case scenario when it comes to Trump takes office. The study looked at 10 different consumer tech products, smartphones, laptops, connected devices, video games, and various other computer accessories. According to the study, a tariff on electronics from China would have immediate effect of spiking prices and long-term effect of driving manufacturing to other countries. Critically though, those other countries would not be the United States. It's still too expensive to make stuff in America to keep costs down. Across the board, the tariffs will see significant prices increases for the U.S. consumer, the study said. The CTA estimates that laptop and tablet costs would go up 46%, smartphones would go up to 26%, and video game consoles would spike 40%. That kind of increase would put the cost of the forthcoming PS5 Pro at just under $1,000. A top-of-the-line GPU, the kind used for AI and gaming, could bloat from around $900 to $1,300. The price of monitors would go up to $109. Desktops would go up around $74 overall. And headphones could cost an extra $35. So the truth of the matter is, if you're in the market for a GPU, a PlayStation, a laptop, a phone, which I was actually gonna not try to upgrade because I didn't want to get a phone just to get a phone, but now it kind of seems like if these tariffs go through, more than likely those phones are going to be a lot more expensive. People don't really understand how tariffs work, and when they voted, didn't really get the fact that if those tariffs go through, they are the burden on us, the American people, and we're the ones that have to pay for it. China doesn't. CTA VP of International Trade Ed stressed that the damage tariffs would have on consumers in an interview with Tom Hardware. Tariffs are a regressive tax on that Americans pay. They're not paid by a foreign government. They're taxes that import in the United States pay, and foreign governments and foreign countries do not pay those tariffs. So when I say they're regressive, it means that they harm poor people and people of little means more than they harm wealthy people. Yeah, because this isn't gonna really hurt wealthy people or China. The people that it's going to affect are people that are low income people who buy technology because it's cheap and because you're able to play it and be entertained while you're going to work and all that stuff, because everybody wants some form of entertainment and escapism. So the reason why this would harm corporations is because of the fact that is their bread and butter. People that are not from the middle class up, like everybody down from the middle class, are the people that they get the most money from. Rich people are far and few in between. The majority of the people are not wealthy, just live by means. So when they say it's going to hurt people, it's mainly only going to hurt poor people and people that are watching this video. Trump's tariff promise is probably one he'll keep. During his first term, he imposed tariffs as high as 50% on the country, but the tech industry lobby successfully carved out an exception for electronics. It's impossible to know if they'll be able to pull off the same feat this time around. If you're planning on upgrading your PC, build one from scratch, or even buying a console, it might be wise to pull the trigger on it before Trump is inaugurated on January 20, 2025. The price after might skyrocket. So there's a lot of people that are already feeling this, because more than likely Trump is going to be, like, if I were a betting man, Trump is going to implement at the very least that. on whatever campaign promises he had. That tariff is going, more than likely, I would say an 80% chance that policy that he wants to enact will be passed. Like, that's neither here nor there. It will be passed. And a lot of corporations are feeling the same way because they're already telling people that they're not going to be able to get their bonuses because of the fact that they're going to have to use that money in order to offset the tariffs that are about to more than likely come to fruition. So people are already feeling it. This is why I tell people it is extremely important to stay aware of the things that you're voting for, and especially who you're voting for, and especially actually voting, because there were so many people that didn't vote this year that voted like 4 years ago. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you terrified that this is going to go through? Do you think that Trump is all talk and he's probably not going to do that? And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. And remember, you're pretty good. So this is kind of like an after video like explanation, just in case people didn't get it. So the reason why tariffs bring up the price of product, especially with the electronics, is because, okay, so let's say China's selling you a part for $20, right? And then they put a tariff on China. China's now gonna increase that price of that tariff or whatever tax it is. Let's say it's $5. So now you're gonna be charged $25 for that part. So when you bring it over here in a capitalist society that we live in, well, you're not gonna lose $5 on that product because like most of the people that are selling this are making just thin margins when it comes to electronics. So they're going to charge an extra, not only $5, but probably a little bit extra in order to make profit like they were going to in the first place. So the people who are going to be paying that tariff are the people who buy those electronics or that good that's going to be increased in price. Now, like, that's only not going to be in electronics. It's going to be for anything that gets tariffs. So that's the way tariffs work. That's the way basic business works. So yeah, just a little bonus outside episode.